You had a great success with a tumor. Can you tell us about that? Because it was quite novel the way you handled that one.
Yeah, it happened about 22 years ago. I met this guru type person from California who one day during a picnic was showing us how to blow clouds out of the sky with our minds. We pick a cloud, and what we do is first imagine a small hole in the middle of the cloud being created, and then the cloud just dissipating. So what happened is that, you know what, I used to have fun with that on a nice summer day when there's big puffy clouds, choose one, make it disappear. And then one day a friend of mine calls me up and she tells me that her sister, they found a big spot on an x-ray. They thought it was a tumor, and they were going to go in 2 weeks later and explore to see the extent of it. As I closed my eyes, I thought of that x-ray as being very similar to a cloud. I could just see, you know, the shape of a lung. There was black and stuff, and I just did basically the same thing as I did out in the field. I just imagined this cloud disappearing, and the little black spot that was there, I took an eraser, I imagined erasing it, and after a while it was gone. So that was the end of my session with her. But the outcome was 3 weeks later, after the operation, I get the call saying that when they went to look at the cloud, they could not find the spot on the x-ray. So the doctor thought it might have been just dirt, but went in anyways and couldn't find anything either in the lung. So we just call it coincidence, but right, I never met the lady, I didn't know what she looked like, I just connected through a name, a city, and knowing Kathy, and it was her sister. Yeah, my son was 5-6 years old, and I get a call from his mother telling me that Scott really wasn't doing very well in math. He was just, for some reason, failing really badly, that he was always daydreaming and so on. So what I did is just before going to sleep, I had heard of another method where you open up a person's head and put stuff inside and take things out. So I thought, you know what, if he can't focus on his math, it's because he's got a lot of junk inside his head. So I just visualized myself holding him by his feet after unzipping his head, and all the nuts and bolts and cobwebs and all kinds of crap was falling out of there. So I kept on shaking it out until I felt it was clean. And I thought, okay, now he's got no junk in his head, but how's he going to learn the math? So my idea came to me as the sponge of knowledge. I took a big sponge, and I also took a, well, let's start with a sponge. First I put a sponge and I said, this is going to be the sponge of knowledge, and anytime he's in school, he will absorb the information. Then I thought, you know, there's so much information, how do I keep it fresh? So I gave him a refill certificate, unlimited refills, so that any time that he needed more, he just put it in. And within a couple weeks, his grades were straight A's, and he was doing really well in class. And he actually eventually went on to get a scholarship at that university, full scholarship, and very proud of his accomplishment.